house last night.
The girl on the couch is dead?
I don't know. If she's on the couch, she's dead.
Man, I swear, I don't know. I just want to go home and go to sleep, man. I don't know.
What you just watched is not a man lying to protect himself. What you just watched is a man with 2 bullets lodged inside his skull, being told his girlfriend is dead, and barely being able to process it. This is the story of Ryan Waller, an 18-year-old kid from Phoenix, Arizona, who survived a home invasion on Christmas night 2006, only to be handcuffed, thrown in the back of a police car for 4 hours with no medical attention, and then interrogated as the primary suspect in the murder of the woman he loved. For 6 hours, the police questioned a boy who was internally bleeding, actively dying, with bullet fragments in his brain, while a killer walked free. This is the full interrogation, and by the end of it, you will be asking the same question the rest of the world is asking. How did this happen?
Man, I just want to go to sleep.
That will happen sooner or later. Nope. Separate them again. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's fine. Let me just get. All right. Hold it. No, go back in. Okay. I'm gonna get the swab set up and I'll be back in there. Be a few more minutes and you know how much you have.
Alright, do I get to go home?
I don't know. Should go to the doctor's where you should go.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? That?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
I'd say that's really bad.
I just want to go to sleep, that's it.
No, listen. If you have a concussion, you don't need to sleep. That's what the doctors will say. So I'll put your feet on the table like that. Just put them straight on the table. Right like that. There you go. All right, I'm Detective Dalton. You know why you're down here, Ryan? You have no idea why you're down here? Okay. Ryan, I'm gonna read you something so you could understand because I don't know what happened. Okay, so I'm gonna read you something to make sure you understand your rights. Okay, basically I'm gonna read you. You've seen Cops before, right? Ever seen a TV show Cops or CSI or anything like that?
Okay.
You ever seen that?
No.
You've never seen any kind of cop show? Lawyer show? Any kind of show?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to listen up real close. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney to assist you prior to questioning and be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. What's the highest grade you went through school?
I don't know.
You don't know the highest grade you went through?
8th?
8th grade? Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Do you have a GED?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know. I just want to go home.
Oh, you're not going to go home right now.
So what?
What's the highest grade that you completed?
B?
No. Not grade as in letter grade. I'm asking, did you graduate high school?
No.
And the highest you went was 8th grade?
Yep.
Do you know how to read and write, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a girlfriend? No? You know a girl named Heather?
Mm-hmm.
You know Heather's last name?
Mm-hmm.
What is Heather's last name?
The one that lives there right now?
I guess, I don't know. If her name's Heather, what's her last name?
I don't know which name she's trying to use as her last one. She's trying to have a real last as her nickname, so I don't know.
What nickname does she go by?
She probably wants the last name, Kyman.
Kyman? How would you spell that? With a K or a C?
K?
Keep going.
I don't know.
How old is Heather?
16 or 17.
Is she a white girl?
Yeah.
How did you meet Heather?
I've known her since school.
Okay.
I don't know.
You just known her from school?
She used to be a business name. I don't know.
She used to do a business name.
She used to be in my book named with business name.
Oh, okay. She used to be in the class, your business class?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What happened to your face?
I don't know.
You told the officer just a few minutes ago that someone hit you. Do you remember who hit you?
I don't know. I think it was Heather.
Why would Heather hit you?
I don't know. It was an accident. I forgot why.
What was an accident?
Heather's last name?
No. What was an accident?
Heather hitting me.
What did she hit you with?
Her hand and the eye.
Did you guys have an argument?
Not really, no.
Not really?
Uh-uh.
What happened for her to hit you in the eye like that?
She just hit me on accident. She was giving Christina a head.
She was what?
She was helping Christina with her hair or something. I don't know.
Who's Christina?
She's on the couch.
Christina's on the couch? What's Christina's last name?
I don't know.
What does she look like?
I really don't know.
You don't know?
Uh-uh. I really don't.
What color hair does she have?
Brown?
Is it long?
Just average.
How old is Christina?
20 maybe? I don't know.
Do you know Alicia?
Mm-mm.
You don't know Alicia?
Mm-mm.
She lives at your house? You know a guy named Eric?
Mm-hmm.
What's Eric's last name?
He's trying to pay me back. Green something.
His last name is Green something? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Where's Eric right now?
I don't know.
Do you have his phone number?
I really don't. He doesn't have one.
Okay. Do you have Heather's phone number? You don't know?
Mm-mm.
How about Christina.
Mm-mm.
You don't have anybody's phone number?
Mm-mm.
Let's pause here for a second, because what you're watching right now is deeply important to understand. Ryan Waller cannot remember Heather's last name. He cannot remember the simplest details about people he lives with every single day. Detective Paul Dalton is reading this as deception, as a suspect who is deliberately withholding information. But what is actually happening is something far more tragic. Ryan Waller had been shot twice in the face by Richie Carver earlier that night. One bullet entered through his left side and traveled directly into his left temporal lobe. The other scraped along his skull, taking bone fragments with it. He was bleeding internally. He had a shattered eye socket, and bone fragments were pressing into his brain. The confusion, the inability to recall names, the desperate need to sleep. These are not the signs of a killer covering his tracks. These are the textbook symptoms of a severe traumatic brain injury. And yet, no one in that room called an ambulance.
What happened last night?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I really don't. I just want to go to sleep and go to sleep. Oh.
Well, you remembered Heather hitting you in the eye, right?
I don't remember after that because I just went to lay down and try to go to sleep.
All right.
I don't know what anybody was doing. I really don't.
Who was in the house when you went to sleep?
Christina and Heather.
Christina and Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Christina was on the couch?
Heather was.
Heather was on the couch. You told me Christina was on the couch just a minute ago.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I really don't.
You just don't know?
I really don't, man.
Or you don't want to tell me?
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I just want to go and go to sleep, man.
All right, you're not going to go anywhere. Do you know what happened in your house last night?
Mm-mm.
Is that house yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yours or your parents'?
Mine.
You bought that house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why? What happened? Hmm?
I don't know what happened. You're all beat up, right? So tell me what happened.
I don't know. I just want to go to sleep, man. That's it.
Remember what happened to your nose? There's a big chunk out of your nose.
I don't know.
Someone grab you? Were you fighting with somebody?
No, I need to go. I need to go back to sleep, man. I'm just tired, man. That's it. Didn't even do anything. I just want to go to sleep.
You remember what time this happened? Your eye?
Like 1? Or maybe earlier? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know Eric's girlfriend?
Yeah?
What's her name?
Heather?
Eric's girlfriend's Heather?
Hmm?
Okay. Alicia, the girl that lives in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who she is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, what about her?
Do you remember what time she came home last night?
Not really. Why?
I'm just asking.
I don't. I really don't.
Okay. She said when she came home last night, your eye was already like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember letting her in the house?
I think so.
Was your eye already screwed up like that?
It was later in the night after she got back. So like 2 in the morning. I was already sleeping though.
Mm-hmm. So she got back at 2 in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know from where.
Okay. Do you usually keep the house all dark? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Heather.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that's Eric's girlfriend?
Mm-mm.
Or your girlfriend?
Heather?
Yeah.
Mine.
Heather's your girlfriend. All right. Was Heather over last night?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Heather did this to you.
What?
Your eye.
Uh-uh.
Okay, who did that to you?
Alicia.
Alicia did that to you now.
Mm-hmm. I swear. I'm not even lying, I swear.
Okay. Why would Alicia do this to you?
Why? I have no idea.
Were you mad at Alicia?
No, I don't know why. I don't know why. She probably hit it on something. I don't know.
She hit what on something?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to go to sleep, man. That's it.
Here's what we know from verified court records and testimony. Christmas night, 2006. Ryan and Heather were inside their home in Phoenix, Arizona. They had been dating for about 8 months and had recently moved in, together with a roommate named Alicia, who was out of the house that night. At some point that evening, there was a knock at the door. Ryan opened it. On the other side stood Richie Carver, a former roommate, and his father, Larry Carver. Sources indicate that Richie and Ryan had previously been involved in some kind of dispute, possibly a confrontation involving weapons. Whatever the motive, what followed was unforgivable. Richie forced his arm through the door and shot Ryan in the face. Twice. Ryan collapsed. Then Richie walked into the living room, where Heather Kwan, 21 years old, was resting on the couch. He shot her in the head. She was killed instantly. The Carvers then ransacked the house, stole electronics, a guitar, and left. They believed everyone in that house was dead. They were wrong about Ryan, but only barely.
Hey, Ryan?
Huh? Huh?
There's a dead girl in your living room.
She's dead?
Yes.
Heather?
I don't know. I want to know what happened in your house last night.
The girl on the couch is dead?
I don't know if she's on the couch. She's dead.
Well, these people came over, Richie and his dad, with shoot and arrow, bow and darts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They hit me and her with those. That's it. And Heather wasn't there. And Eric wasn't there. It was just me and Heather was there.
You and Heather were there. And then what happened?
And that's it. Richie and his dad tried to break in through the back.
Richie and Dad? His dad?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Richie?
I don't know.
Well, you obviously know him. You know his name by Richie.
He used to live there.
Was he a roommate of yours?
He used to be.
And they hit you and they hit you?
Yeah.
Now it's Richie that hit you, not Heather?
No, Richie and his dad.
Richie and his dad. They hit you.
Yes.
Why?
Because they're trying to get their stuff. I don't know why.
And they had some kind of bow and arrows?
Mm-hmm. They each had 2 revolvers and they didn't let off any shells.
Okay, you just said they had bow and arrows. Now they have revolvers?
That's what I meant. They had revolvers.
They have revolvers.
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then they shot us with those.
They shot both of you?
Yeah.
Where'd they shoot you at?
I got shot in the eye.
You got shot in the eye
I think so.
with a revolver.
I think. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck.
Then what happened?
I don't know.
You don't know a lot, Ryan.
I don't, man. I really don't.
Did you shoot Heather?
Mm-mm.
I heard you have a lot of guns in your house.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, you know we're going to look.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, why don't you tell me what really happened there? Because I don't believe...
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know. I could tell you anything, I swear.
I want you to tell me the truth. That's all I want from
Richie
you.
and his dad came there. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but they put me in sleeping hold. And, like, they put me in sleeping hold with the arrows and shit. Like, I lived through that crap.
Okay, they put you in a sleeping hold?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, man.
You're telling me they put you in a sleeping hold. What is a sleeping hold?
I don't know.
Well, explain it.
really don't.
It's coming out of your mouth. Explain that to me. What's a sleeping hold?
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I really don't know.
Okay. You're telling me you're all over the board here, number one. You're saying bows and arrows, you're saying revolvers, and you're saying some other thing, and you're saying they shot you in the eye. Okay? They shot you with a revolver in your eye.
Yes. And that's
Is
it?
it a BB gun?
No, it was a real gun, man. It was just a
If
revolver.
they shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
How do you know?
It was most likely you be dead.
That's what I thought too, man. I really don't know.
Okay?
I really don't know, and I just want to go back to sleep and try to go back to bed.
You're not going back to bed. Okay? That's not going to happen.
Take a step back and think about what you just heard. Ryan Waller has just been told his girlfriend is dead, and his response, "I don't know. I want to go to sleep," sounds, on the surface, like someone who doesn't care, like someone cold. But what you're actually witnessing is a brain that can no longer process reality normally. The temporal lobe, the part of your brain that Waller had just been shot through, is responsible for memory, language, and emotional processing. When it is compromised, the world stops making sense. You lose the ability to feel appropriate emotion. You forget words. You lose track of time and names. Every neurologist who later reviewed this footage said the same thing. Ryan Waller was exhibiting every single sign of a catastrophic, traumatic brain injury. Detective Paul Dalton, however, saw something else entirely. He saw a young man who was evasive, inconsistent, suspicious, and that interpretation would cost Ryan Waller everything.
Alright, but what happened, man? What do I gotta do? Just tell me what I gotta do.
All right, get your feet off my chair is number one. Number two, what happened to Heather?
I don't know, man. I really don't
You're
know.
now saying Richie and his dad shot Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes.
And they shot her with a revolver.
Yes.
And did not use any gun. They came with those guns.
Mm-mm.
And they came through the where? They were breaking
Through the
in?
back.
Through the back? By your door, or is there another door?
Through the back door.
Through the back door? Is that off the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
And why would they come on Christmas Day?
I don't know. I really don't know. Really don't know.
Did they break in, or did you let them in?
I let him in,
And then what happened?
and they started shooting up the house.
With the gun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happened?
That's it.
What happened to Heather?
Heather got shot
Where did she get shot?
inside the face once.
She got shot inside of the face?
Mm-hmm.
How close were you to her when she got shot in the face?
It was after I got shot, so I didn't even hear anything.
So you got shot first,
Uh-huh.
and what happened? Did you fall to the ground?
Yeah, I was trying to get up and shit, and I couldn't. I don't
Okay.
know.
And then she got shot?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Did you call 911?
Uh-uh.
Did you see if she was alive?
She was sleeping still, and that's it. I just let her sleep.
She got shot in the side of the face, and you let her sleep?
Yes.
This does not make sense, Ryan.
I know, I didn't mean to, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know she was passing out. That's because I got shot wrong once too, and I was gonna pass out.
Okay, this is now, not before.
I don't know.
You're saying right now you've been shot
Yes.
in the eye
Yes.
with the revolver.
Yes.
All right. Okay. She came home at 9:30 and you answered the door. And you were look like that at 9:30 on Christmas Day.
For Ashley?
Ashley came home.
Okay.
You let her in.
Alright. I don't remember. I don't know.
Get your feet off my seat.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Ryan, you need to start telling me the truth because your story doesn't make sense.
I'm trying, man. I don't know. Just ask me anything and I'll tell you the truth. Just ask me.
Well, I'm trying to, and you're not even coming close to the truth.
Go ahead, ask me.
What happened with you and Heather last night?
Her dad came and shot the house.
And shot her.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad. Now, Richie is her dad?
Mm-hmm.
Or Richie's her brother?
Yeah, her dad.
Her dad shot her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do?
I tried to go back to sleep.
After you've been shot
Mm-hmm.
in the eye,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know enough to call 911.
Mm-mm.
Why did you call 911?
Because I was just trying to go to sleep. That's it.
You just saw Richie's and his dad shoot your girlfriend, and you just felt like you needed to go to sleep?
Something like that. I don't know, man. I really don't.
Ryan, look at me. Ryan,
Yes. I don't know, man. I really don't
why
know.
did you shoot Heather, Ryan?
I didn't shoot Heather. She was already shot once by her brother, I swear.
Richie.
Yes.
Richie shot his own sister.
Yes, I swear. That's it.
Sit down.
Not me.
And you've been shot in the eye.
Yes. That's it.
Put your feet off my table, please.
My feet hurt, man. I don't know why.
Get them off my table. Let me see your nose. Put your legs down. Put your legs down. Bring your face closer.
This right here is the breaking point. Detective Dalton just asked Ryan directly, "Why did you shoot Heather?" And notice what happened. Ryan did not confess. Despite being in enormous physical pain, despite his brain being actively damaged, despite 6 hours of pressure and manipulation, Ryan Waller never confessed to something he did not do. He kept saying the same thing. Richie and his dad, they shot us. Think about how remarkable that is. This kid, dying in that chair, could have just said yes to make it stop. He could have said anything, but he didn't. And here is the other thing that nobody talks about enough. Ryan actually gave Detective Dalton the name of the real killer multiple times throughout that interrogation. Richie and his dad. He said it over and over, and yet, when police later found Richie Carver, they released him within hours, without charging him, because the primary focus remained on Ryan. The real killers got to walk free, while the victim sat bleeding in an interrogation room. Let that sink in.
Oh, my head hurts.
Okay. Yeah, be right back. Hey, Ryan?
Yes.
I got the fire department coming to take a look at it. They're going to probably take you to the hospital.
You taking me to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going to take you to the hospital.
Why?
Well, if you've seen your face and the way you're doing things, it doesn't make sense right now, okay? We're just going to make sure you're okay.
I just want to go back to bed, man.
Well, that's the problem. If you have some kind of head injury, you shouldn't be sleeping, okay? Well, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. There you go. All right. Okay. So we're going to wait for the fire department here. So who is Richie
Richie?
and his dad?
He used to live there.
Repeat up this here. What's his last name?
I don't even know. I don't know.
You don't remember where you got shot?
Mm-mm. I think I only got shot once in the eyeball.
And then you just wanted to go to sleep?
Huh?
Okay. Okay. Did you go back to bed after the shooting?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Did you and Heather have a relationship?
Not after the shooting, no.
No, not after the shooting, before the shooting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So she was your girlfriend?
Kind of, not really.
And why did Richie and her dad, why did Richie shoot you and then shoot her? Doesn't make sense.
They came in shooting at everybody. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I really don't know why.
Okay, and it's Heather's brother, Richie?
Mm-mm.
And you said it was Heather's dad. Is it Heather's dad, or is it just Richie and his dad?
Richie and his dad. Has nothing to do with Heather.
Okay, Heather is not related to Richie or the dad.
Mm-mm.
And when did Richie live with you?
I don't know, like a week, man.
When?
I don't know.
Like a week ago? 2 weeks ago? A month ago?
Maybe.
Okay. We're going to get the fire department to come in and take a look at you. Probably they're going to take you to the hospital, okay? Okay, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, and they're going to take care of you. All right? Just stay right there.
They finally called the fire department. Not an ambulance, not immediately. After hours, Ryan Waller had been sitting in that interrogation room, with 2 bullets in his skull. And the first time anyone seriously assessed his physical condition was toward the very end of that session. And even then, one of the first responders is heard on the tape saying, he's acting like he has a serious head injury, which would make sense. Because it did make sense. It was completely obvious. When Ryan was finally rushed to the hospital and taken into emergency surgery, doctors found the following: a shattered eye socket, bullet fragments embedded in his temporal lobe, severe brain swelling, bone lodged in his brain, and an infection that had been developing for hours. That infection could have been avoided with immediate treatment. His surgeon later stated that the wound was fresh, meaning the injury happened on Christmas night, not 2 days earlier, as some police reports suggested. Ryan survived the surgery, but he lost his left eye. He had part of his brain removed. He suffered from seizures for the rest of his life. He never fully recovered.
You're right. I've already heard the story. I can't believe it. This is just my observations that this might be an entrance, this might be an exit, this might be into his eye. And he's acting like he has a serious head injury, which would make sense. So,
What's your
you guys
name?
confirm.
Ryan.
Yeah, we'll take them.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
can tell. Did that all? Has it been like that before, or it just happened tonight?
It's like this for like a day or so.
So it happened what? The other night?
I don't know.
You don't know what happened. Were there guns around?
This kid Eric did it. I don't know how he did it exactly. I might have been shot. I don't know. I really don't know.
While you waiting on more data
I don't know.
It looks like it went right through, huh?
Yeah, it might have. I don't know.
And there's a
Let's just do blood pressure on it. Nothing we can do.
I got these guys pretty last night. It's like that.
No blood up top.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Wow. Just relax. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. No, that's why I'm here.
Where are you from, man? You live in town, or?
I was born in Michigan. I'm from here.
You got his name and everything?
Yeah, we got it.
Blood's down there.
Okay, three.
Sit down.
All right, tell me the rep-
No, he's
That's Mary?
separate Christmas, right?
Do you have the in-laws in town for Christmas?
Huh?
Do you have the in-laws in town or anything?
Friends,
Think it's done.
huh? Okay.
124 over 70. 82 strong and regular. 16 on over 1 back and forth.
Well, Blake, your ride's here.
He's checked out.
Yeah, he's good.
Where?
What's up?
Where are we going? We gotta go to the hospital, get checked out, bro. Look like you got shot right in the face.
Oh no.
Ryan Waller was 18 years old on the night Richie Carver shot him in the face. He was in the hospital for 35 days. He underwent surgery to remove part of his brain and his left eye, and he went home permanently disabled, suffering from ongoing seizures, memory loss, and chronic pain. He moved back in with his parents because he could no longer live independently. On January 20th, 2016, Ryan had a seizure in a grocery store. He fell, he hit his head, he bled out. He was 27 years old. Heather Kwan was 21 when she was murdered on that couch. She never got a chance to finish college. She never got a chance at any of it. Richie Carver was convicted of felony murder in 2008 and sentenced to life without parole. His father, Larry Carver, who walked free for years because his wife refused to testify against him, was finally convicted in January 2013 after Arizona lawmakers passed what became known as Heather's Law, which removed the spousal privilege that had shielded him. The Waller family filed a $15 million lawsuit against the Phoenix Police Department for their catastrophic mishandling of Ryan's medical care. That lawsuit was dismissed 3 weeks before the trial. No accountability, no justice for how Ryan was treated. The people who failed him that night face no consequences.
Punch me in the face when my arms are behind my back.
Do you remember this video that I posted back in June of 2023? That was the video where the cops arrested this mentally ill lady, took her to the hospital, then she spit while handcuffed on one of the police officers, and he immediately punched her. And that resulted in the officer being fired within 3 days. You may have been wondering whatever happened with that. Well, I have a final update. I'll tell you what happened and why it's a huge problem. Let me know in the comments if you think that justice was done here. First, let me give you a quick recap about what happened here. This is from Loveland, Colorado, and it all began on Saturday, May 20th, 2023, at about 8:30 p.m. when police officers were called onto a street in Loveland with reports that there was this adult female wandering in and out of traffic and speaking incoherently, and this is the lady that they encountered.
Nothing, just walking along, singing a song all
Can you just hang out and talk with me, please?
I'm just singing a song all day
Okay, are you
long.
walking in traffic, though? Ma'am?
I'm just singing a song all day long.
Try
I'm
263,
walking
she's
along.
walking away from
Is
me.
there no freedom?
There is, but
I
you're-
can't walk along and sing a song. See, I have the full volume.
Perfect.
So
Well,
I
can we get out
can't
of the
walk
roadway,
along.
though? Not
Oh,
on the road.
walk-
You know what I mean? So I'm getting told that you're like out in the roadway.
Oh, okay.
Can you stop with me and just talk with me
There's
just
no
for a second?
sidewalks.
I know. I
So
get
where
that.
do a sidewalk go? Where can I be? Where I
Well,
can
just you
see
don't wanna
the
walk in the
full
roadway,
volume,
right?
don't you see? So where are the sidewalks? Where am I supposed to be? Where is the mark of the deceived?
You just don't want to walk in the traffic
Where?
and get hit by a car.
Well, then where should I be?
Well, where do you live?
There's nowhere for me to be. You don't
Okay.
have no design, no degree.
Well, let's stay out of the roadway, right? You
Oh,
don't want
out
to get
of
hit.
the roadway, okay.
There is, ma'am. What's going on? Where do you live? Ma'am?
So long.
Ma'am, do you have an ID?
I'm just walking, singing a song, dude.
I got you, but you're
Okay.
you're walking in the roadway.
Well, okay, but there's no sidewalk, is
got
there?
Are you from Loveland?
Maybe. I'm from all lands, you see.
Now, this is not the officer who would later punch her. This is the other officer who was not fired. While there was an allegation that she was walking through traffic, at this point, she is walking through a parking lot. She has answered questions. She has not been observed committing any crime. They have asked her if she wants to engage with them, if she wants help, if she wants a ride, and she has declined. I don't see any reason why they couldn't have just left this lady alone, but they didn't leave her alone.
The land, the air, the sea, from Oceania to Oceania, I just divide this disease.
Okay.
Of the f***ing neon green and the greed of the f***ing obscene, of the f***ing glitter of the hogs. You know.
What can I do for you, ma'am? What can I call you? What's your name?
Angelia.
Angelia?
Angelia.
Angelia? Am I
What's
saying
your
that
name?
right? Officer Hobbs. My first name's Nick. What can I do to help you out?
Hey, I'm just gonna go my way. I'm just
Okay.
gonna take a breath.
Sure.
'Cause I got the
Can I give you a
whole
ride
volume
somewhere?
of the Fifth Element.
Where are you gonna head to, just so I know you're safe?
Safe?
Yeah, I want you to be safe.
I'm gonna be safe in this place, really? Really? I'm gonna be
hope so.
safe for the better good of who? Who's in the who? Safe
I just
from
want you
what?
to, like, physically,
What would
right?
I be safe from?
Just
Is there
I want you
somebody
to get it.
after me?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't
Okay.
even know you.
Why would I be safe?
It's just
Why
if you're
would
out
you-
here, you don't have a jacket, it's gonna get cold
No,
eventually.
I'm
Like,
fine.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Stuff like that.
5 degrees. I thought stayed winter out
Where
here.
do
And snow at times.
Where
In
at?
between hotels and friends and just
Well, where can I get you to?
line. So
Well, do you have any kind of, like, identification on you? Just like a
I already
license?
told you my
Just your
name.
first name, yeah.
That is
Gotcha.
my identification.
What's your last name?
Aurora Borealis. Hey, this is the detection of the day of the sway of the pendulum
what's your
sway.
last name?
You don't go north today. You keep eating on the sinew that way,
Ma'am,
wondering.
where are you headed to?
The entire legal basis for everything that happens here in this situation is this police officer's alleged concern that he wants her to be safe. When ironically, the only way that she ends up getting hurt that evening was by the very police officers who said that they needed to keep her safe. Clearly, she has mental issues, I think. Is there some threshold of mental ability before somebody can walk down some public parking lot? Do we allow police officers to just go stop people and give them some sort of mental acuity test before they're allowed to continue on with their walk? If they are not observing her committing any crime, if they're not observing her acting in some way where she's demonstrating that she's a danger to herself or anyone else, they have no legal right to stop her forward progress, to detain her, just because they have some vague concern about her safety. That does not satisfy the Fourth Amendment requirement that police officers cannot see somebody unless they have reasonable suspicion or probable cause to believe that this individual is committing a crime. I suppose one exception could be that somebody is a danger to themselves or others, according to a particular state's mental health statute. But with this footage, I don't think we've seen that at all. While she's certainly unusual, she seems to be able to answer questions. She's not communicating that she's afraid or that she needs the police to help her in any way. Ultimately, they end up taking her into what they termed protective custody, meaning for her own good. But as you'll see what happens, she's clearly a very intelligent woman, just mental issues aside. And she gets very, very angry, and rightfully so.
I am walking on my free land country.
You are, and I'm not saying you're
Sorry,
not
they
wrong.
don't have sidewalks
Sure.
in the place that I do.
Well, they do.
Sorry,
they do along
I
the
don't
highway.
go by the sublines of the youth. Please,
Copy.
the
I'm in
white
a parking lot
flag.
of Thrift now.
I'm not
but
been
she's
bad.
not willing to cooperate with me.
Please.
Where are you going to?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Why do I have to say where I'm going when I'm just walking in a free country singing a song full volume?
I got you.
Why
Check
can't
out.
I do that? Is there no freedom today? Have I been sold out to China this way? Our fucking oil reserves sold out to China, have you heard? Fucking you better call in the psyops, you fucking spy.
What is that?
And if I can't walk in freedom this
You
day,
can, but
just
you're
walking along.
You're walking in front of cars, and I don't want that to
We
happen.
got a problem, dude. You come to me face and face. I'm just walking.
I got you. You're walking.
Callers that you were blocking traffic.
Multiple callers.
Now you see Officer Moranto show up, and he's the one who ended up hitting this lady after she was in custody at the hospital. But here, he's the one who then sort of even escalates the situation even more, specifically tells her that she's being detained. All the while, neither one of these officers has observed this woman committing any crime. Their alleged concern is, again, that there were multiple reports from callers that she had been walking in traffic. Okay, so they responded to the call. They located the woman. They watched her. They followed her. They interacted with her. And they have not seen this woman walking in traffic, endangering herself or endangering anyone else. Yet they're still going to escalate the situation with her, somehow protect her by arresting her completely unnecessarily.
Blocking traffic. Don't f***ing touch me, dude. F***ing don't f***ing touch me,
Do you have
dude.
an ID on you?
F***ing don't touch.
Okay.
Don't f***ing
Then I
touch
won't
me.
again. Will you cooperate with me?
Don't f***ing touch
Do
me.
you have an ID on you?
Don't f***ing touch me.
Are you going to identify
Don't
yourself?
f***ing touch me.
She
I'm
only-
just walking,
you're
singing a
lawfully
She only
song.
told me her
I,
first.
don't f***ing touch me.
Don't fight me.
I'm just f***ing walking along.
You are being detained.
I have no freedom to walk
Do
in
you have
this
an ID? Do
land.
you have an ID on you?
F*** you.
Do you have an ID on you?
I'm just walking.
Okay.
What have I done wrong?
Obstructed
Let go of
traffic
me.
multiple times.
No, I'm not. I'm walking
You're
through.
now, but it took us some.
They transport her to the hospital. She's very angry, clearly. And the most important thing that is going on here is that this woman is handcuffed, hands behind her back. The nurse who is in the room with her is apparently very sensitive, and she can't take this woman's profanity. And now this officer is basically going to white knight this nurse. And he kind of starts to get in this woman's face and sort of provoke her.
You don't f***ing speak for me, you Margarado f***ing piece of shit.
Okay, let's watch
She
the
said
language.
Angelia, you piece
Angelia,
of shit.
I will not tolerate that language.
Well, I will tell you, I'm not tolerating that I can't walk down the street. Hey, f***ing give it back to me, you
It has your property.
Hey, I can have it.
Angelia.
Why can't I have a piece of
Because they have
paper?
policies here. You
Then
can't.
f***ing take my pants off too. Take my shirt off. Give me my piece of paper.
Angelia.
Why can't I have it?
Angelia, these
Hey,
Fuck, you piece of shit. Why can't I
Angelia.
have the paper, you piece of shit?
Angelia.
You enjoy the fifth element.
Hey.
You wouldn't even know you
Angelia.
swine piece of shit.
Continue to
So I'll
behave
tell you
this
what
way.
brings me in here today.
Do
I
not
was walking
spit and do
down
not
the
yet.
street.
I will not
and
tolerate
these
that.
fuckers
to
did
help you.
you. Fuck
This
you.
will go a lot smoother.
Fucking Don't even
If you
touch
try to
me, you
kick me,
piece
I'm
of
going to
shit.
fight back.
Really? You fucking handcuff me, you white fucking. Give me my paper
I will
back.
not.
Yeah. See how he instigates?
Can you speak to me then if you don't like him?
Now, former Officer Russell Moranto would later testify under oath that he did not punch Angelia Hall out of anger or retaliation, but that he simply used a strike to move her face away from him so she could not spit again. He reiterated several times that the strike, not a punch, was a reasonable action. Is that what you see here?
Don't spit. Oh,
Fucking
hey,
piece of
Moranto,
shit. See what he does?
The other officer who was right there, Hobbs, clearly didn't agree that his actions were reasonable. In fact, he immediately intervened and said, "Hey, Moranto, chill. and got him away from Angelia.
Back off.
See what he does?
Back off.
Hits me. Hits me. I'm gonna name. I'm taking him down. I have my hands stuffed. I can't even fight back. I was cooperating with everybody. You guys wouldn't cooperate with me. I was just walking along, singing a song. And when it's 55 degrees, finally nice. You guys don't like my song. You don't like the truth. Fuck you. You punched me in the face when my arms are behind my back.
No, I did not.
Fuck you. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Not you. Your fucking fellow officer. Fucking right in the fucking face.
Then shortly afterwards, Officer Hobbs was interviewed by the supervisor, and Hobbs asks, do I turn my body cam off, right? And the supervisor says, no, leave it on. Then Hobbs basically admits that he observed the other officer punch this lady in the face in response to her spitting.
Turn on camera, yeah?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Tell me what happened.
Was trying to talk to her, and she ultimately just spit in the direction of the nurse staff, and it hit the floor. Still verbally uncooperative, trying to get info out of her. Staff was like, you know what, I'm not dealing with her. We're leaving the room. She's very uncooperative at this point. So she's yelling at Moranto. Moranto's standing in front of her. She spits at Moranto on him, and then Moranto just kind of takes his right hand and hit, like, across her face. And that's when I took Moranto, grabbed her, and I took and pulled Moranto off her and told him to get out of the room.
Good.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I think I need a tap out as well after all that's happened, type of thing. So
I'm pulling you off this call.
I'm just kind of overwhelmed.
I'm pulling you off this call.
All right, that's the end of the body cam footage, and here's what happened afterwards. This police officer, who was still at the time a probationary police officer, and they could basically fire him very easily within the first year. He was within that period, so they went ahead and fired him just within days of this incident. And then there was a criminal investigation conducted by the Larimer, if that's how you pronounce it, County Sheriff's Office. And that was requested by the Loveland Police Chief, Tim Doran, and they ended up finding that there was probable cause to actually charge former Officer Moranto with third-degree assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor under Colorado state law. In Colorado, you commit third-degree assault if you knowingly, recklessly, or with criminal negligence inflict bodily injury on another person. The offense is a Class 1 misdemeanor punishable by up to 18 months in jail and or fines up to $1,000. So the standard is this. A person commits the crime of assault in the third degree if the person knowingly or recklessly causes bodily injury to another person, or with criminal negligence, the person causes bodily injury to another person by means of a deadly weapon. So former Officer Russell Moranto was indeed prosecuted for punching this woman. After about a year of the case pending, just a few days ago, his case went to a jury trial. And guess what happened? He was completely acquitted by the jury of third-degree assault. And that was the sole charge that he faced. The jury deliberated less than 1 hour. Moranto testified, I delivered a single strike to Miss Hall in an attempt to redirect her. He also testified that he became a police officer to help people in need. Nailed it. Moranto's testimony was that the video showed him remaining calm and using appropriate force to prevent him from getting spit on again. I'm heavily concerned with bodily fluid, Moranto testified. To be honest, my immediate thought was stopping this, and Jesus, I just caught something. It's not a pleasant experience. He continued to say that he had mere seconds to react, and he used his training to stop Miss Hall. This was me acting as quickly and reasonably as I could. I don't like to be assaulted, but there was no malice. The prosecutor, Matt Milero, however, said that the video and other testimony show that Moranto was retaliating against somebody who spit at him with excessive force. It looked wrong, and it was wrong, said the prosecutor in his closing argument. He could have used other nonviolent methods to defuse the situation, but he did not. The prosecutor argued that Moranto could not now use his badge and uniform to shield his behavior. Apparently he could. The defense attorney, Donald Sisson, argued that there was no evidence to back up the prosecutor's statements that former Officer Moranto acted in anger or that the force he used was excessive. He pointed to the testimony of an expert witness called by the defense, someone who trains officers in the use of force, who testified that he would have done the same thing. Well, time to look up that guy's use of force record. There's no evidence he had any intent to do anything other than protect himself, his lawyer said. The jurors apparently agreed with the defense and returned a not guilty verdict in about an hour. Now, the judge has scheduled a hearing on August 30th to consider sealing the records in the case. People wonder why police officers who violate somebody's civil rights aren't prosecuted more often. And this right here is the reason. This is the problem. Because many times when they are prosecuted, it just becomes a popularity contest between the police and whatever unsympathetic victim has had his or her civil rights violated. And it just becomes basically a jury nullification situation. Whereas here we have it on video, him punching her. He can get up in front of the jury and said, well, I didn't punch her. I just struck her technically in such a way as to redirect her face, blah, 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 blah. Now, he knows he's lying. We know he's lying. The prosecutor knows he's lying. The jury knows that he's lying. The jury knows that the cop knows that they know that he's lying, but they still acquit him because he was a police officer and they just generally want to be able to trust the police. And this is sort of a visceral, knee-jerk feeling that most people have who might end up on a jury, and they're willing to basically let him off the hook. You or I wouldn't get let off the hook, but he's getting let off the hook. Like I said, it's like a popularity contest. And I've said before that a lot of times when cops really do get in trouble, it's because they victimize somebody who is a sympathetic victim. When they do something to the town drunk, or to a criminal, or a gang member, or somebody with severe mental health issues, or somebody with a long criminal record, a lot of jurors are going to let them off the hook. But when they do it to a local doctor or to a child, those sort of situations, you see cops really getting in trouble and then the criminal justice system following through. But unfortunately, a lot of times they get away with it just depending on whether or not the person that was victimized was a sympathetic victim. But at least he was fired. But the last thing that I told you really concerns me, and that's that they're asking the judge to actually seal the records from this case. So this guy, despite the fact that he was fired from this department and he was castigated by his own department and the sheriff's department where this occurred, will just pop up somewhere else. And he'll be able to say, well, I was acquitted at trial. I'd be curious to know whether or not he still has this police certification, whether his certification was yanked at all. I didn't read anything about that in the media. And that brings us around back to my original video. As I discussed in several other videos the past couple of weeks, one thing that they cannot get rid of is the fact that this is out there now on YouTube for the public to see. They cannot seal that record. They cannot seal the fact that over 4 million of you watched the first video where I discussed this incident. They're not going to be able to seal the fact that hopefully millions more of you will watch this video and share it with your friends and share it with your family so that this guy is not going to be able to work as a cop anywhere. I don't care if he testified that he became a police officer because he wanted to help people. We see him on video with our own eyes striking somebody, punching somebody in the face, a woman who was handcuffed, hands behind her back, who, if anything, needed his protection, needed his help. And she was told at the beginning that they just wanted to protect her. But they arrested her really for no reason. They put her in handcuffs and ultimately punched her in the face. That is the sort of trust that cannot and should not be given the opportunity to be regained on behalf of the public. But I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Was justice served here? Do you buy his story that he was just sort of trying to deflect her face in another direction, that he had no actual malicious intent to punch her in the face in retaliation for spitting on him? Do you buy that story, or do you not buy that story? Or do you not buy that story, but you don't care? Because if you were on the jury, you'd let him off the hook. If that's the case, tell me why. If you're on X/Twitter, you can follow me there because I put a lot of overflow content and comments there that you won't find on YouTube. It's at John Bryan ESQ. You can also find me on Facebook and at thecivilrightslawyer.com, where you can subscribe to receiving my videos and blog posts via email. And also, if you haven't subscribed here on YouTube, please do. And if you have been a long-time subscriber, check to make sure that you're still subscribed, because every video there are people that say, I had no idea that YouTube had unsubscribed me. So check that out. Remember, our rights don't end. Jury of violating the civil rights of an arrestee by using excessive force. This was caught on video, and the video footage was shown to the jury. This is the one where the officer was caught by a surveillance camera flipping the bird to the camera. Well, today I talked to one of the investigators involved in the prosecution of that case, and I thought I'd give you an update video about what ended up happening to former officer Maynard. Well, the U.S. DOJ recently issued another press release in the case announcing that former officer Maynard has been sentenced to 9 years in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release after that, due to his conviction for violating an arrestee's civil rights by using excessive force. So in the video that I posted late last year, I showed you the actual photos that I had obtained that were presented to the jurors during the trial. And I went over with you the actual jury instructions that were used in that case, because that is always the most important thing. What jury instructions were used? What did the judge instruct the jury that the law was? So I'll post a link to my first video on this case in the description below. So this is a rare case of a police officer being held accountable in the most important way. He received almost a decade in prison for his actions. The U.S. Department of Justice had this to say about the sentencing of former officer Maynard. This defendant's abuse of law enforcement authority inside a police station was egregious and caused serious injuries, said Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark for the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. Police misconduct undermines community trust in law enforcement and impedes effective policing. This sentence confirms that law enforcement officers who use excessive force against arrestees will be held accountable. And this is just the most important issue in policing in America. It is a lack of accountability. And believe me when I say that there is nothing that police officers or any government officials fear more than federal prosecution. Most of what I can do, it all comes down to money. Public exposure, but also money. There's something different about ending up in federal prison for 10 years. Now, Title 18 United States Code Section 242 makes it a crime to deprive a person of his civil rights under color of law. So for a jury to find the defendant guilty of this, federal prosecutors have to prove these following elements beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial. One, that a defendant acted under color of law, generally not an issue with police officers. Two, the defendant deprived the victim of a right secured or protected by the Constitution or the laws of the United States. Here, the right of an arrestee to be free from unreasonable seizures, Fourth Amendment, which includes the right to be free from the use of unreasonable force by a law enforcement officer. And the final two elements, 3 and 4, are that the defendant acted willfully, pretty easy. But more importantly, number 4, that the defendant's acts resulted in bodily injury to the arrestee, and that was the case here. And note, elements 1 and 2, under color of law and violated a federally protected right, are by themselves a misdemeanor. Okay, so when elements 3 and 4 are added to that, which includes bodily injury to the arrestee, now we're talking about a felony, and that's the conviction that we had here. And this happened on November 17th of last year, back when I posted the first video. This federal jury looked at the evidence. They convicted former Officer Maynard of using excessive force against an arrestee while he was a police officer with the Logan Police Department. This is in West Virginia. At trial, the jury heard evidence that Maynard had assaulted the victim in the bathroom of the Logan Police Department before dragging him into an adjoining room, hauling him across the room, and ramming his head against the door frame. The assault initially rendered the victim unconscious and left him with a broken shoulder, a broken nose, and a cut to his head that required staples to close. While the defendant officer assaulted the victim, the defendant berated the victim for, quote, making demands of him by, among other things, asking to go to the bathroom. After the assault, he left the victim unconscious in a pool of his own blood. Thereafter, he bragged about the force that he used. It's important to note that in this actual case, the jury was instructed that a police officer, and I quote, may not use force merely because an arrestee questions an officer's authority, insults the officer, uses profanity, or otherwise engages in verbal provocation, unless the force was otherwise objectively reasonable at the time it was used. Additionally, the jurors were instructed that an officer may not use force solely to punish, retaliate against, or seek retribution against another person. Police officers generally will be given by the courts a lot of leeway. All of the case law says we're not going to judge police officers with 20/20 hindsight. That's the language that's always been used. So if a police officer does actually use excessive force, looking at it in hindsight, they're going to be given a lot of leeway, and that's where the courts use qualified immunity, which, by the way, doesn't apply as a defense in a criminal prosecution, only a civil lawsuit. But they're going to get a lot of leeway because, in the end, the jury is determining what is reasonable. An arrestee could say anything, could insult the mother or sister or daughter of the police officer, almost say anything. If violent force is used in response to that, that is almost never going to be reasonable under federal law, under federal constitutional law. And especially if it's really just used as a retaliation or a punishment or retribution for something the individual did, not response to an imminent existing threat, that is going to be highly illegal and wrong. So how did the jurors know that it happened this way in this case? Well, because it was captured on video, which is by far the most important tool available to us for constitutional accountability. The police certainly like to use video evidence in court when they prosecute members of the public, but they don't like it when it happens to them. In this case, however, I'm told that it actually was a law enforcement officer who originally blew the whistle on this guy to federal investigators, and good for that individual. There needs to be more of this, and I have reason to believe that there is going to be more of this in West Virginia. And please feel free to send me links. I really love that. Or send me.
When officers break the law, they should be held accountable.
To the extent that qualified immunity fosters a sense of, it's really not my problem, let's take a look at it.
Qualified immunity is a legal doctrine that was developed through court precedent rather than through congressional legislation. The purpose of qualified immunity is to protect government employees from frivolous litigation. However, it's become an increasingly effective shield in thousands of lawsuits that are seeking to hold cops accountable when they're accused of excessive force.
When a black man is brutally beaten, his family goes to court and tries to hold the officer accountable. Now, the law is written, says that the family can do that. It says that the victim of civil rights abuses can do that. Congress passed an act that dates back to Reconstruction. It was called the Ku Klux Klan Act. And it says very clearly that victims of state violence, civil rights abuses have the right to hold government officials accountable. The Civil Rights Act that Congress passed in 1871 created the legal violation, really, the right to sue. Qualified immunity is something that courts invented, and it says, think again. It says we don't care about any of that. We are going to make him immune. Unless you happen to be able to point to a case that involved the same conduct and the same context, where a court told some other officer that it was wrong.
So when granting qualified immunity, judges are looking at a kind of a two-part test. First, was there a civil rights violation? And secondly, was it clearly established? But a more recent Supreme Court decision in 2009 allowed judges to skip the first part of the test and only answer, was this violation clearly established as a violation? If a certain excessive force conduct is brought before the court and dismissed from qualified immunity because it wasn't established, that also prevents it from being established for future cases.
The degree of specificity that the court has required of victims and their families to get any sort of relief or accountability in the courts is quite extraordinary. For anyone else, if you're talking about a doctor, you're talking about a construction worker who you want to hold accountable, showing that they violated the law, you can come into court, we'll hear you, we'll give you a trial. But when it comes to police officers, when it comes to state officials, don't even try that. You better be able to show us a case where we said this specific conduct was wrong. The degree of specificity that the court has required of victims and their families to get any sort of relief or accountability in the courts is quite extraordinary. There's a case that went up to the Supreme Court recently that the Supreme Court declined to hear, and it involved sicking an attack dog on an individual. And in that case, there actually was a prior case. A man had already surrendered, and an officer nonetheless sicked the attack dog on that man, and the court said that is a constitutional violation. And what the lawyers for the police argued in this case was, well, but in that case, the man was laying face down when he had surrendered. And in this new case, he was sitting with his arms up. And that distinction is sufficiently relevant to say that this officer should get immunity.
Our team of reporters read through hundreds and hundreds of lawsuits, and we found that not only is qualified immunity a very common outcome, but that it's been getting easier and easier for police to have lawsuits thrown out because of qualified immunity. And we're seeing that this is especially true in cases where the judge rules that the rights were violated, but they're still granting qualified immunity. From 2005 to 2007, we were looking at cases where defense raises a qualified immunity defense. And in those cases, there was a qualified immunity ruling that favored the police in only 44% of cases. But in the more recent years, from 2017 to 2019, the ruling on qualified immunity favored police 57%, more than half the time. And there have been a number of Supreme Court rulings in that period in between that made it much more difficult for plaintiffs to overcome qualified immunity. It's a pretty growingly controversial doctrine, even within the Supreme Court itself. For example, Sotomayor in particular has been outspoken in some of her dissents, writing, for example, in one, it's telling police that they can, quote, shoot first and think later, and it tells the public that palpably unreasonable conduct will go unpunished.
This bill also removes qualified immunity for police officers. That means any police officer can be dragged into civil court by any disgruntled person they ever come in contact with. Now, we all agree bad cops shouldn't be able to hide behind qualified immunity.
A year ago, I would have said the Supreme Court is the only audience that is really paying attention here, but that's not true today.
There's been a lot more attention at the congressional level in discussing what could happen to the doctrine next, whether to reform it or abolish it.
The House has passed a bill that would end qualified immunity.
The resolution is adopted.
And it's sitting in the Senate waiting for action. Everyone would agree that Congress has the ability to say that, look, we passed the Civil Rights Act of 1871, the Ku Klux Klan Act, and we said you can sue police officers and other state officials when they violate your rights. And we meant it. We didn't write qualified immunity because we didn't intend for there to be any qualified immunity in that law.